This is the Infatuasian Podcast, where I get together with a few friends and talk about Asian things and Asian people that we love. This is Curtis, and on today's episode, we'll be talking about YouTube, the Food Edition. Welcome to episode number 7. So glad you could be here with us. We're making a lot of episodes lately, so it's fun to talk to new people. It's still kind of early in our podcast history, but it's exciting to see new listeners come on board. You can see on our little Podbean statistics that we have listeners in Germany, Guten Tag, Deutschland, and we have listeners in Hong Kong, Indonesia, Taiwan. Welcome everyone out there. In the States, I'm still trying to figure out why the Infatuasian Army is so strong in Ohio. So anyone in Ohio, please write to me. Who are you? Also, North Korea came online this week. Did I say North Korea?
Yeah.
North Korea.
Wait.
We are not big in North Korea, but North Carolina is where we are big. We have a few folks in North Korea, maybe, but they're not showing up in our analytics, so they may be using a VPN. Maybe they're in Ohio. Maybe their VPN is showing up in Ohio. Well, welcome North Koreans and North Carolinians, whoever you are out there. Thanks everyone for listening to us as usual. Last week we talked about YouTube, but we talked about Asian creators, kind of just general creators that are just doing channels. This week we are going to talk about YouTubers big and small that are in particular talking about food. And so I brought on a couple folks to talk to me about this because it is no fun to talk by yourself. So we have two guests joining us this week. We have all the way from San Francisco. We have Mandy. Welcome, Mandy.
Hi, Curtis.
How's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, no, it's fun having you. One of the excuses of doing a podcast is you get to talk to people that you don't see all the time. So this is good. And also, we have another friend, Mandy. I think you know this person as well. We have Kelly!
Ooh, also from San Francisco.
Also all the way from San Francisco. No secret, we all work together. Well, 2 out of 3 of us still work together.
Well, we don't have to talk about that.
Okay, we won't get in there. Anything new going on, Kelly?
I'm drinking this rice drink that I got from H Mart in Daly City, and it's pretty poppin'. You should go. It's a new H Mart, and they have an amazing variety. If you've never been to H Mart, it's a Korean market, and it has everything, literally everything, including your lunch, your dinner, and tomorrow's lunch and dinner.
I go there like every week.
Well, I can tell y'all are not listeners to the Infatuasian Podcast because episode 3 was called Crying in H Mart, and we actually, I actually went to H Mart just for the podcast, just to do research on the podcast. So, it's an amazing place. It is an amazing place. Have you had their food there? Have you gone to Daeho or the, what's it called, Left Wing? Have you tried the fried chicken?
I have tried Left Wing. Yeah.
What do you think? Out of 10? Out of 10.
Yeah, it's decent.
Oh.
Yeah. I like Daeho. Daeho is probably my favorite.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta. We should do. You all. You both could easily have done an episode on K-dramas. You could have done an episode with me on food. You could have done an episode on almost anything that we've already talked about. So yeah, we should do. The 3 of us should do a food episode as well. Well, we are kind of doing a food episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was what this episode was about.
Yeah, but there's actually not going to be any of us eating during this episode. What I'm talking about is we need to go get some food and talk about food.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
We're down.
All right. So yeah, I've been talking about trying to do a podcast on location. So maybe we'll do a podcast at H Mart live.
Oh, live.
Maybe we should do an Instagram live podcast from H Mart. I don't know.
I don't know. Or maybe we should like purchase some things, right? And then like test it out and then record a podcast.
Yeah, I was talking about that. We were talking about possibly doing Asian frozen food and testing it out. But the tricky thing is not everyone has a Trader Joe's. Because like I told you, Mandy, we're big in Germany. And, right. Our German listeners, our Australian listeners would not be able to get the Trader Joe's. So I don't know.
True.
I'm not sure how that would work, but
there are Asian markets though.
Yeah, so
in Germany.
We could maybe find some universal or international frozen foods to try. But yeah, that would be super fun. I think that'd be super fun. All right, Mandy, you up to anything? What's new with you? What's going on?
Nothing. Just trying to enjoy my summer. I always have like a long list of like books I want to read that I don't get to during the school year. But they just end up sitting on my nightstand.
Well, I still haven't figured out why you decided to work this summer. Like, why would you do such a thing?
I know. It sounded appealing when I applied.
Yeah, work is for suckers, man.
No, Mandy, I feel you. I actually taught one summer too, and that was actually one of my favorite classes.
Yeah. No, I think like when I'm there, it's fun. I think it's all the prep work and like all the things that you have to like prepare for, class. I think it's a lot.
Yeah. For those of you who haven't figured out, we all work at school together, so we could have the whole summer off doing nothing. And
that sounds ideal now.
And yet, Mandy decided to work, but you know what? You're making good money, helping the kids. It's over pretty soon, so that'd be good. All right, so let's do a couple quick questions just so our audience gets to know you both a little better. Do you have a favorite type of channel that you like to watch on YouTube? Since we are talking about YouTube, is there a favorite type of YouTube channel that you tend to watch?
I tend to I really like DIY or like flipping furniture. Yeah. I just kind of like how they take like, oh, here's this old nightstand. Let me flip it into something beautiful and sell it for like 5 times the price.
Or I like those IKEA hacks. Sometimes they have these IKEA hack channels.
Yeah, I really like them.
That's pretty cool.
Makes me think that like I can kind of, flip it or like make my own furniture. But
have you ever attempted like your own DIY?
I like purchased some materials during like quarantine, and I was like, I'm going to do it. And then I just never did it.
How about you, Kelly? What do you watch on YouTube when you're just killing time?
I have recently been watching this channel where this guy makes big versions of food. Like he'll make a large ramen like the size of like this, and he'll make a big boba that's like super tall, and he would just like measure a bunch of ingredients, like 30 onions, and it's just so satisfying to watch.
And he's just I know who you're talking about. I think that he's just a nice personality too.
He's so nice. I think his name is Alvin, and he's like part of the Tasty channel.
Yeah. We may get into them because I think I watch Inga Lamb and Alvin, and they're both really seem like down to earth folks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that might lead into our next question. Are there any YouTube stars, quote unquote stars, that you would like to meet? Anyone that you've been watching for a while, like, oh, I'd really like to meet them. No, shoulder shrugs, head shakes.
I'm heading over to my YouTube right now.
I would love to like go on the show and like eat with them.
Yeah, right. I think we're gonna talk. I think we're gonna talk about Worth It later, but I'd love to go on an episode of Worth It. That would be fun. That would be super fun. There was an episode where they brought on a kid and they were doing hamburgers or something. They brought on a kid, a guest host.
Oh, cute.
And so that was super fun. Yeah.
Curtis, you should apply to be a guest host. You'll be amongst all the other kids who apply.
And by kids, you mean people under 60, right? That's
yeah, I don't think there's an age gap.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, why not? Send them an email. Say, hey, have you heard of the Infatuation podcast? We're big in Ohio.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll bump through ratings in Ohio. All right. Let's see. let me go ahead and introduce today's topic. So today we're talking about YouTube, but specifically YouTube food channels that are created by different Asian creators. And some of them are people who cook, and some of them are people who eat or just talk about food. So I asked Mandy and Kelly to give it a little thought, or maybe just look up some new ones that they haven't seen before. And so we're just going to talk through a few of them, and as usual, we'll play a couple clips and we can talk through that as well. So our first category is to think about an Asian YouTube channel where they eat food. So this is a pretty wide category. This is actually a popular category on YouTube. It's amazing some of the followers they have. So are there any channels that you watch where they eat food?
The first person who popped into my head was Mike Chen.
Mikey Chen.
Yes, he has like 10 different YouTube channels.
He does.
I think Strictly Dumpling, Mike Chen, and 10 others. But he's pretty OG. Mandy, have you heard of him?
Yeah, I have.
He's so amazing. Like, he seems like a brother, and he's just so down to earth. Like, his videos aren't like fantastically like filmed, but they are fantastic in content.
Mike Chen, if you're listening to this, no shade.
If you're listening, I love you.
No, I agree. If he comes across, like you said, as an older brother or just as a guy who likes food, you know, I mean, let's be honest, he's not super cool, you know, he's not like, you know, he's not like a 25-year-old guy with great hair or anything like that, but he's relatable, super relatable, right? Like, yeah. But he's been trying to get into, he's been doing this for a while, for like 10 years, I think, eating and doing, but he's really blown up. Let's look up his stats here. He's got, so this channel, Mikey Chen channel, has 1.38 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Simply Dumpling is 3.79 million subscribers. So that's a ton. Here, let's watch.
Not a lot of people know about this place. I really don't think. I think it's a very local place. Classic dish number 1. Wheat noodles. So basically every city I go to, I seek out food like this because, you know, obviously this is my childhood food. This is what I grew up on, and it's something I truly miss every single day. I could eat this stuff every single day. I would be happy. All right, Jesse, you gotta have some gluten. This is pure gluten.
Oh, that's good.
I'm always afraid to try this because this is the first sign I'll know whether a place is good or not.
It's really good.
It's great.
Right?
You taste the chilies. That burn is actually it's not overly fried, so you don't get that burnt flavor from the chilies. It hits you at all the right places, you know? It's like if you just kind of made out with a mini cactus, it kind of hurts you a little bit, but not too much. Perfect use of vinegar, great seasoning, texture is fantastic. This is really, really good. Wow, this place is gonna get hit hard with people soon, I'm sure, and they'll deserve it because that alone is a really good dish. I can't believe I've been to Vegas all these years. I've been here like definitely twice, at least in the last 3 years. Never even caught wind of this place. Well, that's what my job is making sure I find the best places for you guys. This is it. Now we're gonna just polish everything off. Excuse us a minute.
This is the best food I've had with you in the last couple of weeks.
So here he is in Vegas. The other thing too is, how does he eat so much? He has an amazing stomach. But yeah, he just goes in with the GoPro, or with like a GoPro, and then he hand holds a phone.
This is nice and fancy.
This is actually super fancy. Is this recent?
Yeah, this is June 29th.
Oh.
But he's super enthusiastic, right? Like
yeah, he genuinely loves food.
You know, one knock I have on him, though, is that every time he eats something, he goes, "This is the best ever." This may be the best steak I've ever had. Like every episode.
What's really funny is I also do that in real life. I've been told. So no one takes my recommendations seriously. They're just like, I don't believe you. You say everything's good.
But at that moment,
I take your recommendations seriously, Kelly.
Oh, Mandy!
I do. When we went to get ramen, I was like, oh yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing. He goes, it seems like, well, maybe he does it over 3 or 4 days, but he seems like he goes to 5 meals a day and he just stuffs himself.
His comments are kind of interesting sometimes. Like, there was one time he was eating pho. Mikey, Mike Chen, was eating pho, and he was like, yeah, this is so beefy. And it's like not really descriptive, but so funny.
But yeah, no, the enthusiasm definitely comes across, and his love for food definitely, and he brings people with him sometimes. He has a lot of folks that he eats with. But yeah, this is what he does for a living. It's not, it's kind of crazy way to make a living, but that's what he does.
If you saw him like sitting next to you at a restaurant, would you say hello?
I probably would. He says hi to people a lot of times. A lot of people recognize him. There's definitely, I heard there's the Mikey Chen bump, where he will definitely help a restaurant out, when he goes and visits them.
I love that.
He's got a huge following, which is good for him. Look at this one video has 627,000, and it's only been a few days. But yeah, he'll go all around the country. He lived up in Seattle for a while. I think he moved down to Texas. He has a house in New York. He has a restaurant in New York.
He has a restaurant?
He has a restaurant?
Yeah, I think he has a ramen restaurant. Ramen or dumplings, one of those.
What?
But yeah, I think he has sauces. I think he has merch.
Whoa.
He's got a little empire.
I'm curious to like find out how much he earns overall.
Yeah, I think if you can look it up. They have kind of analytics and they give you a range. But yeah, no, I think he's making millions.
Wow.
At this point, when you have 3.9, okay, maybe not millions.
All right, guys. I mean, I feel like I need to start my own YouTube channel.
We're in the wrong business.
Mandy, you've already got a head start on TikTok.
I mean, this is insane. I want to, record myself eat and have people tune in and get paid to do that. That sounds awesome.
All right, so let's see. This is gonna make you... Okay, so he is... Now look at the range, though. The range is really confused. So he makes between $3,000 and $48K a month.
What?
But this is just one channel, too. So this is just strictly Dumpling. So between $38K and $583K a year.
That's a huge range.
It's a huge range, yeah. You can see it goes up and down, up and down. Mm-hmm. So it's a combination between, and he's sponsored, though. He's sponsored by, like, different companies. So he's doing okay. He's doing all right. But, yeah, interesting way to make a living, that's for sure. But, yeah, I think you have to have that combination of being interesting, likable, new. You have to keep doing new content. So he's always traveling, yeah.
And to be able to eat a lot.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and it's got to be a lot of work. I was telling you, editing a podcast takes a while, but editing video is even harder.
Yeah.
If you or I just walked into a restaurant and filmed ourselves eating, it wouldn't look like this. It takes a lot of work to make it look good. Yeah.
I feel like he brings us like as part of his journey, and we're like with him.
Exactly. Yeah. The first person, like he's showing you every bite of the food, which is really cool. And he shares his personal life a little bit too, just talks about, he actually went to Korea in the pandemic, and, the 2-week quarantine, he was in the hotel by himself doing push-ups, and it was just, you were there with him, right? You were just kind of there with him, and it was kind of nice. But all right, yeah, good pick, Kelly. Mikey Chen, or Strictly Dumpling. You haven't watched him much, Mandy?
I've seen him like a while back, but like I haven't like kind of kept up with any of his like current stuff.
Yeah, no, but for sure, if I'm traveling to Seattle or Vegas or anywhere that he's been, I would definitely follow his recommendations. He makes it sound good. He makes it look really good. And again, he's enthusiastic about everything, but yeah, sometimes he'll tell you if something's not that good, but usually he's pretty enthusiastic. All right, good pick. How about you, Mandy? You want to pick one of these that we talk about next?
Yeah. So, Tasty Hoon. I don't know if
I don't know him.
You're both familiar. You probably have seen like his like fried chicken and cheese fountain fail.
Oh.
So
Sounds hilarious. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, so he does like a combination of mukbang and ASMR. But I think he like kind of blew up after his cheese fountain. He was like trying to make a cheese fountain, and then it kind of like exploded on him.
All right, we're watching it right now. I like him already. I like his haircut.
And he doesn't talk.
Oh.
He just eats. And it's just, you're just hearing him eat, which I don't know why, but it's like really soothing. And it makes you want whatever he's having. Like after this video, I got Korean fried chicken.
See, this is a terrible way to do a podcast. We should be eating fried chicken. We're watching people eat fried chicken. That's terrible.
And then you can hear it when he bites into the chicken too, and it's just so crunchy and crispy.
Yeah, they have the extra microphone like right by their mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's turning on the fountain. I did see this clip, you're right. But I didn't know who it was. He's got 87,000 subscribers, so he's up and coming. He's working his way up.
But look at this video, though. It got 14 million views.
Yeah, once you go viral.
At first, I thought that was a large egg.
It did look like an egg.
I thought too. Yeah.
It's definitely too thick.
Oh gosh. Did you put this in slow motion, Curtis?
No, this is happening.
Oh, that actually looks like a very dangerous device.
Yeah, it's getting kind of scary looking. Yeah, I think it's a chocolate fountain. It's not meant for these thick things.
I can't tell if he's still trying to get some cheese.
Yeah, now he's just. I think now. Oh, he's milking it a little bit.
Oh no.
But yeah, so what do you think of ASMR and mukbang? What do you think of that in general?
I love it and hate it. I can never finish an ASMR video. It always seems like a good idea, and halfway throughout watching one, I just hate myself for even turning it on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't like the sound of people chewing, so like it's like my worst nightmare of hearing people crunching on food.
I love it.
Yeah, I guess my daughters like it. My daughters watch it, and I guess I can't totally understand the attraction of it, but I guess it relaxes people.
It just makes me want to eat whatever he's eating so much more.
Does it ever make you not want to eat?
No, I always like immediately like I've watched a couple of his videos, and every time I always go and I make noodles or I like order fried chicken.
The sheer quantity that they eat, though, that's a little excessive.
Yeah. I feel like that for every food channel, though. I just feel like they eat a lot.
Yeah.
I wonder if they trained for it or if they just naturally eat this much.
I can't imagine them eating this much all the time. All right. Yeah. No, I don't totally get these channels.
I know that they were like mukbangs were like created, I think, for like people who eat alone at home, so that it feels like they're eating with another person. So it's supposed to be like companionship, without having that companion there.
Yeah.
I think that's how it first like blew up.
I actually had to look at what mukbang means. Do you guys know what mukbang means? Muk is food and bang is room. So it means food room.
Food room.
Yeah. So that's kind of what you were just saying, Mandy, where it's like, yeah, you're in a food room eating with other people. So you're not by yourself.
Yeah.
You got Tasty Hoon with you.
That's really wholesome.
I know, right? It's a victimless crime. If 2 million people want to watch this, that's fine. It doesn't hurt me at all. But
I do like crunchy mukbangs, but I feel like when it's
the slurpy.
Yeah, those I can't handle. It's too much.
No, I kind of liked it when like Tasty Hoon he like slurps the noodles. It's just like I don't know.
I feel like I would go Tasty Hoon over Zach Choi though, just because that's a guy you want to eat with. I feel like, he's a dude that I would just be down to if Zach called me up and like, I don't know, But if Tasty Hoon called me up, I'd be like, yeah, you want to eat? I'm trusting his recommendations.
Right.
I'm going out with Hoon.
We should be eating ramen right now.
This is such an unfortunate podcast right now. We should have cooked ahead of time. All right. I don't totally understand this trend, but I'm not against it. But personally, I don't like ASMR. But I'll watch it in silence, or maybe have some music playing on instead of the actual soundtrack of them crunching. But
like you'd play it on a silent video, Curtis,
just to watch. Yeah. So I don't want to be alone, Kelly, when I'm eating my 12 pieces of fried chicken.
You don't want to hear smacking either.
I don't want to hear the smacking, but I'm down to hang out with these folks, but I don't want to hear them.
That's fair.
Oh man, yeah. The noisier the restaurant, the better. Like I like noisy restaurants where I can't hear people chewing. All right, so my pick for a channel where people eat food. Now this isn't necessarily an Asian channel, but it was created by an Asian. I'm gonna go with BuzzFeed's Worth It. Love this show. Yeah, I think we all like this show. It is one of the most popular shows on YouTube. Created by Stephen Lim. It was his idea somewhere around 2016. And it's won awards. It's won the Streamy Awards of Best Online Food Show, I think 2017, 2018. They filmed in other countries, so that's always fun. They're kind of based in LA, but they've done New York. They've done Japan. They did Taiwan. They came to San Francisco for 2 episodes. Well, it was just really 2 restaurants. But it didn't look that great. Those 2 that they picked weren't that great. So
what 2 episodes?
They did one on toast, and so the like $30 toast was at Atelier Kren. She makes this crazy toast, and then they did another one at what's it called, Barzotto.
Oh yes, I remember that
spaghetti
one.
episode. Yeah, and that one was really good. That one won actually. Like all 3 of them picked it. But yeah. So sometimes when you're watching the show, you're kind of like, well, that's great for you if you live in LA or New York, but if you don't live there, you can't try. But I love the concept is great, right? If you're not familiar with it, they pick a food and they go to 3 different restaurants at 3 drastically different price points. Some things are less than $2, something they'll get $2 things. And then they'll go up to these crazy, $300 meals or something like that. And then they compare notes on which one they think is the most worth it. Do you have a favorite episode that you watched?
Curtis, I can tell you watch a lot of Worth It because you quoted the exact intro.
Yeah, right? I'm auditioning. If you didn't know, Kelly, I'm actually using this as my audition tape for Worth It. I'm sending this over to them.
I would love to be on an episode too.
I would love to be on an episode.
I just don't know if I can have like 3 different of the same meals like back to back to back though.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot.
That's a lot. But it looks good.
I was just thinking about like the Korean barbecue episode because that was the one that I had watched like the most recently.
Yeah.
And it was like the first one was all you can eat. The second one was also I don't know if it was all you can eat, but like it's a lot of meat, I think. I don't know.
You're complaining? Are you complaining, Mandy? Too much meat?
You should go on for their vegetarian episode.
Oh man.
Where they eat salad.
I don't know.
They did do a salad one. But then they went to Tartine and they had like the salad with the tomahawk steak. So I'm like, okay, I'm down for that. That actually looked really good. My favorite episode that I haven't tried any of these places was in New York City where they did the Peking duck challenge. That looked so good. They went to this place where they had like $1.80 Peking baos. Like they'll give it to you for less than $2. And I was like, man, I'd be there every day. That looks so good.
We're in New York City.
In Flushing, Queens.
That's right. We are with our friend Inca Lam. who is going to serve as our translator today.
What's up?
Today on Worth It, we're going to be trying 3 delicious Peking duck dishes at 3 drastically different price points to find out which one is the most worth it at its price. All right, let's go eat some duck. It's $1.25 for this bun. Well, for 2 buns, we got $2.50. $2.50.
All right, let's see what this is all about.
Look at that, house-made bun. This is only really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients. That bun texture.
It's like I'm not even holding a bun. It's just duck hovering between my fingers.
So this is your first experience eating Peking duck, not just roast duck. What do you think?
I'm struggling not to eat the whole thing. It's very, very delicious. Little bite of the raw onion matched with the really fatty duck is a very well figured out mouthful of food. Very ducklicious.
That's what I'm talking about. Start with Andrew. Which Peking duck spot was the most worth it to you at its price?
My worth it winner goes to the Peking duck sandwich stall. It's both special but casual. It's just a great time.
If it was a dumpling episode, I would do decoys dumplings. Those were crazy. I'm gonna have to go with Huayan right here in Chinatown. It's my worth it winner. Eating with friends. The duck was so buttery and so delicious. It was amazing. I loved it. Who was your worth it winner?
Alan, he is bringing Peking duck to the masses. Like, everybody can enjoy it.
Adam, who's your worth it winner? Wow.
It's a 3-on-1.
Hey, man, whatever you want.
Which one did they end up choosing?
I think they split on it. You know, they had the super fancy one, but the super fancy one was like a 10-course meal. It wasn't just one Peking duck, right? So I think they split up on it in terms of their picks, but they all look good. They always all look good. They do some scouting. I wouldn't mind just being a scout. I don't have to be the on-air talent.
Just want to taste the food.
I'll be the person, I'll test it out. You know, they want to pick between 30 Peking duck restaurants. I'll narrow it down to 3. Am I trying too hard? Am I coming across as too desperate a little bit?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, good.
You can read out your accomplishments now, Curtis.
Yeah. Again, we're big in Ohio. Hey, BuzzFeed, we're big in Ohio. Actually, I think Stephen Lim just left BuzzFeed. He actually started his own broadcasting place. So he's going to be he's still on Worth It, but he's going to be producing his own content and stuff.
Oh, cool.
One of the things that is really great about Worth It is the chemistry between the hosts. I think they were just really funny together.
Yeah.
And they have Andrew, I can't pronounce his last name, but Andrew and Steven, and they joke and they do puns and, they have contrasting personalities to a certain extent, but then they're also pretty similar. So it's pretty fun. It's a fun watch. But they're on a hiatus, right? Because they did some during the pandemic, but it was just kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
Plus, they didn't want to. They didn't even pick the restaurants because they didn't pick the winners from each episode because they didn't want to say anything bad about anyone, right? So they just.
Oh, that makes sense.
They were just like, no, go to all 3 of these places. And so it was cool, but it was different because they were filming it in their apartment and it was all takeout. So, but they should be back. They should be back soon, right?
Yeah,
I think Steven just got engaged.
Oh wow!
I think I saw that too. So who's the hardcore fan now, Kelly? But so that's good for him. Starting his own company and getting engaged. So he's fun. He seems like a fun person. I like the sidecast too. Is fun. We were talking about BuzzFeed a little earlier with Alvin Lim, but Inga Lam also, she took them around Taiwan to do some interpreting for them. And she's fun to watch on YouTube also. She does some challenges like I'm only going to eat clear food for 24 hours. I'm only going to eat orange food for 24 hours. And then she did one where she's only going to eat food from Studio Ghibli movies for 24 hours. So she's really fun. She seems like a nice gal too. So the whole BuzzFeed crew, man, nice folks. All right. So that's the eating ones. There are tons of these. I think Kelly, you brought up Matt Stoney. He's a competitive eater. So there's a lot of different channels to watch if you want to watch people stuff themselves. Try what they're trying. There's lots for you on YouTube.
I actually love Matt Stoney and channels like him because I can show them to my dad. He doesn't speak English, but he will you don't really need to listen. You just watch. And he laughs so loud every time. And I feel like we bonded over watching Matt Stoney.
Yay, yeah.
That's cute.
That is true because, yeah, a lot of these are international, so, they're from Korea or from another country, or maybe the audience is from another country or speaks another language, right? So it doesn't really matter. So that might be the reason why some of the, like Zach Choi has 12.5 million. It doesn't matter what language you speak, right? You can watch it in any language. It's just a guy eating food. All right, so next we're going to talk about cooking channels. Do you all cook? How much do you guys cook these days? Well, during pandemic, you kind of had to, right?
Right. I just feel like because this past school year has been so difficult, I feel like every day I'm like, I'm going to treat myself, I'm going to do takeout. So I feel like cooking has kind of like taken a pause for me.
Plus, we live in a great food city. There's some cheap but good eats around us. Yeah, that's a problem. But so we're going to talk about YouTube cooking, which is a huge segment of YouTube, our cooking channels. Mandy, you want to go first this time?
Sure. Yeah. Li Ziqi. I know that you've talked about her already.
Yeah, episode 6.
Yeah.
But we actually didn't talk about her cooking. We just talked about her making quilts and mattresses.
Which is amazing.
From cotton that she picked that morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Like literally everything that she makes is from scratch. Like she makes her own, obviously her own food, but like also like makeup. She makes her own makeup.
Yeah.
It's like relaxing, and she's like in rural China somewhere.
Yeah. It's like ASMR lifestyle, it's like watching someone's life.
Yeah.
But yeah, she doesn't just cook from scratch. She grows the food. She grows the rice. She grows the wheat. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And she uses like traditional tools too. So she's cooking over fire. She
makes her own furniture.
She makes her own tools. Yeah, no, she's amazing. Let me click on one of her videos here. She is. Have you seen her, Kelly?
No, I've never heard of her. I'm really curious if she's young.
Yeah, she is young.
She's super ugly though. That's the bad
part.
No. She's super white, Curtis.
She's beautiful.
Too bad she's so ugly, or she'd have a future. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Let's see. Do you know one in particular, Mandy?
Yeah. I just the one that I included in the in the notes.
So you're saying I could have clicked the link? Is that what you're saying?
That one is really cool because I think that's the corn episode, and so she like picks it, and you kind of see like the different dishes that she makes with corn.
Wow.
We had a kind of some fun on the last episode. We were talking about how my wife was saying, "Look at her hands. I don't think she's digging in the dirt." She would be all calloused up. Though she is fit.
Yeah, those buckets probably don't have water in them.
She makes like rural China look idyllic, But I don't know, like.
I think that's a huge part of our audience too. Are people in China from the city who are not longing, but just thinking, nostalgic for this type of life, and and actually the Chinese government is letting her do it too because they're kind of like, hey, this shows how reliant we are, how self-reliant we are,
how beautiful China is.
China is beautiful.
The filming's also really good.
Yeah, that's the other knock. Is like, well, how are you getting these 12 angles?
Yeah.
But she has one camera, and I think she has one camera person. And
I watched an interview that she gave, and she says that she just sets her camera on a tripod, and then she just like does whatever, and then she like picks it back up, and then she like sets the camera down, and then she like does whatever and goes back to it. So it's just her and her camera.
Wow.
But that's why it's like it's set in like one place, and she just moves.
Yeah, she lives with her grandma.
That's a lot of corn.
Yeah, see, I'd be done after like 2 of those.
But she like makes it look so easy.
Yeah, no, she does make it look like like you'd want to do it, right? She's like, I want to grow some corn. I want to talk to the grannies while I'm shucking corn.
My sister and I we had a plan to go pick cherries, and we told one of our friends about it, and he was like, why would you pay to pick cherries? That sounds terrible.
No, I've done that. I just did that a couple weeks ago. And yeah, after about an hour, we were all done. We're like, okay, can you imagine doing that for like 8 hours a day or 12 hours a day? Here she is cracking corn.
I think it's the experience, especially like being in the city. You don't get that nature-y experience.
Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, this is amazing. And then she does the cooking. So there she is, growing the corn, picking the corn. Now she's actually cooking it. And it's all traditional tools. You know, there's no KitchenAid, there's no Cuisinart here.
I think, she's making chips.
Oh, man.
Right?
Whoa.
Corn chips.
And it just looks so good. Is that an avocado?
Yeah.
What?
Avocado toast.
They have that in China?
All
right. She's making salsa? What?
Yep. Corn chips and salsa.
Oh, man. Lazy Chi. Take it easy, kid. Yeah, we talked about her a little bit last week, too. She was in Shanghai. She was in the city, and she was trying to be a singer and a DJ, and, you know, she didn't have a ton of success. And then I think she had to move to the country to take care of her grandmother. And, you know, she knew how to do all the stuff, and so she started filming it, and then it became a thing. A producer approached her and said, hey, you know, I can make this into a series. Wow. She's in the spicy part of China, though, so she uses red peppers on everything. And
so like northern China, probably.
Like central, yeah, Sichuan or Chongqing, somewhere where it's like, where they love the red peppers, because, she doesn't mess around with the red peppers. But yeah, Kel, she'll use that same knife that she just used there. She'll use that to cut bamboo and build furniture.
Yeah.
The same knife. Yeah, no, she's hardcore.
And it's just like, it's relaxing, like with the music in the background.
Yeah, because there's no talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only talking that you kind of hear is like her talking to her grandma.
But it doesn't matter what she's saying, right?
Because I don't understand, but it's heartwarming, I think.
Yeah, no, I've actually shown these in my class. You know, when kids are walking in the room, I'll have these playing.
Oh, nice.
Just kind of calms them down, and they kind of zen out. They kind of make fun of it. She's like, "What? No way!"
Do you show it to your fourth period class after lunch?
Yeah, right.
And they're all hyper.
I should. Yeah. I mean, everyone, calm down. Watch this lady pick cotton.
I feel tired from just watching her like pick all that corn.
Yeah, so she's skinny for a reason, because she eats a lot, but she works hard. You know?
Yeah,
she's working hard. But yeah, you see how ugly she was, Kelly?
Yeah, like no, she looks better than me
like a model. I know. No, the producer who saw her video, I think she made a dress for her first video, and that one was her. The producer saw it and says, "Oh, this girl's going to be a star. We got to get her doing more stuff."
So she's not like just a food channel. She does.
It's like a lifestyle. Yeah. No, but check out her subscribers. Check this out. She is at 15.7 million subscribers.
Wow.
So yeah, she is very popular in China, but the rest of the world too. Doesn't matter what language you speak. Yeah. Like if you go down the comments, you'll probably see different languages. You know, these English, there's Chinese. There's probably other languages too, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. All right. Kelly, do you want to recommend someone to us?
Sure. I have Mangchi written down, but I just thought of one that I really like.
Okay.
Called Cooking with Dog.
Okay.
Have you heard of?
No, I'm looking it up right now.
Mandy?
I have not.
It's super wholesome and adorable. It's this Japanese lady who cooks with her dog that has passed away, but now she's replaced the dog with a plushie of the dog. But it's just really cute, and you would have to watch it with sound to get the full effect because the dog is the one narrating, and he narrates in a French accent. And it's just such a good channel. Like, I've actually tried cooking a bunch of her things, and it's just so straightforward. It's a great channel.
Wow.
Is there one that you recommend?
I want to see one with the dog.
Yeah.
So 4 years ago, let's go.
Yeah, they all have pretty much the same structure. Like, she lays out the ingredients, the dog introduces himself, and then they cook together.
But she's Japanese, right?
Yeah, she is Japanese. I think she makes, like, not just Japanese food, though. And it's just really straightforward and just fun to watch. And the narrator definitely makes, like, you'd have to watch it with sound.
Oh, there he is. What's the dog's name?
I think Francis.
So let's see. Let's pick a recipe here. What recipe do you want to watch here? I want to see a Japanese one. I think.
Like yukatsu? That looks good.
Oh, where was
that?
There?
Up. Right there.
Oh,
that looks amazing.
Yeah. Oh, Wagyu beef too. Oh.
Everything looks really legit, and maybe it's ageism, but I just really believe her because she's like this.
She's an auntie.
Hi, I'm Francis, the host of this show, Cooking with the Dog.
こんにちは。今日はステーキ丼を作ります。さっぱりした和風ソースでいただきましょう。
Let's prepare the vegetables. Use the outer layers of the onion to make the dish more presentable. Slice the onion into half-inch slices, and then cut them in half again. Cut the earring mushroom or king oyster mushroom in half. Cut it lengthwise, and then slice into quarter-inch slices. Cut the lettuce leaves in half lengthwise.
That looks legit. I agree. I think when there's someone who's a little older, someone who looks like they cook for their family, I'm like, you know what? I'm trusting that lady. Right?
I'm just really curious as to how she came up with this concept. Like, I think she's been making YouTube videos way before, like, just such a long time ago. Yeah. Now I feel like all of the videos, like the newer videos, have like catchy names, but this is just like so straightforward and refreshing.
It's kind of the traditional cooking show, or, you know, she's kind of facing the camera.
Yeah. There's nothing, no fluff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess the dog was kind of a gimmick, but
the dog with the French accent, but also like a slight Japanese accent too.
Yeah, it's a Japanese dude doing a French accent in English. But you know what? The proof is in the pudding, though. This looks good.
Yeah.
I wonder if does she do it? I guess she does it in Japan. But she's got 1.6 million subscribers.
Yeah, she's kind of a hot shot.
That's something, man. You got to get your head around these numbers. 1 million people watch your videos, right? Like, that is crazy. All right, I'm definitely going to watch her. Thanks for this recommendation. This is great.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that is going to do it for episode 7.1. I know. Where does time go when you're having fun, right? Thank you, Mandy and Kelly, for coming by. Thank you all out there for listening. Please, do I have to beg you again to write to us? Please tell me who you are. Who are you people out there listening? Please write us at infatuationpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know who. Again, I will not sell your information. I'm not trying to get your email so I can send you stuff. I just want to know who you are. So say hello through an email. That'd be great. More episodes coming soon. Like I said, we're doing an episode on travel. I have some folks to talk to us about traveling in Asia. Episode 9 is going to be on Shang-Chi. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Marvel movie coming out, and we're going to talk a little bit about Marvel and comics in general. So that's going to be fun. Stay tuned for that. Check on all the places where you normally get your podcast. Better yet, subscribe so you get notified when a new episode comes out. We're trying to do it every Wednesday. So just log on every Wednesday. Should be there waiting for you. A new episode every Wednesday. But on behalf of Mandy, Kelly, and myself, I hope you're all happy and healthy and safe out there. And thanks again for listening. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.